Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another event showcase video looking at a new outfit added to the game as of today, the 3rd of March 2025. The seasonal in-game event, basically for Little Ladies Day 2025, a princely persona, begins today, the 3rd of March, and lasts until the 17th of March 2025. If you want to log in at any point into the game with an active service account for Final Fantasy XIV, you can go pick up this quest and claim your rewards, as long as you do that before the 17th of March. The quest then is available level 15 and above in Uldar's Steppes of Nuld from the Royal Seneschal NPC. I will spare you any of the cutscenes, I'll let you enjoy the storyline yourself, and let's skip on to the rewards. Okay, here we go. Just like that, we've gone ahead, and here is your 5-piece glamour set reward. We've got ourselves a headset, a jacket, we've got some gloves, we've got some leggies, and we've also got some boots as well. So definitely a nice 5 set to add to our collection, not just skimping with only 3 pieces or so, a full 5 set. Additionally to that, we also get an achievement as well. There is no title with this achievement, but the achievement is called I Want to Be Your Pop Star, giving you 10 achievement points if you care about those. Let's go and have a look at this outfit then in the Grand Cosmos. The Grand Cosmos is one of my favorite places on Explorer mode to record because it's always the same time of day and I don't have to rely on weather changes. So this is the princely attire then, the Seneschal Prince's attire, comprising of its 5 pieces. My first impressions to this then, I like the fact that it's double dyeable. There's some potential for some of the pieces. However, I am not a massive fan of the set as a whole. It's going to take a while for it to grow on me. Personally, I think some of the detailing on this is really quite exceptional, though, as you can see. One of the things that does alarm me more than anything, though, at least on my Mikote model, is the helm, which is really awesome. I love the idea of having the headset, but for some reason on the other side of my character's head, because it's a smaller frame of model, we've got a bit of a Frankenstein thing going on, and that looks as though it's the actual other side of the headset going through my skull, as you can see, and poking out the other side, rather than it wrapping around the Mikote head properly. The actual headpiece itself is quite nice. The second dye palette for this is actually that tiny little receiver, little rectangle on the end there of the mouthpiece, essentially. But the detail on the coat is really nice. The little clasp here on that silken drape is lovely. The brass emblems and buttons, the leatherettes sort of thing. Yeah, that silk drape is probably the nicest texture on here. It reminds me of the Red Mage job gear. And then we've got these leggies and these beautiful boots. The boots might be one of my favorite parts of them. Just a little reference though, if you want to see things separate. The actual belt is part of the trousers, and the gloves then aren't anything too special. They've kind of got a little strap here. But yeah, the belt is part of the actual leggies and not the chest, which is interesting as well because that means that it opens up a better line around your waist, which means that there's a good potentiality for some skirts to work with this but ordinarily wouldn't. So we'll have to try the Quaintrail skirt. I'll put in some footage here if it works or not, but there's a good chance there. But yeah, honestly, the set's not too bad. I think we should look at it on all different races and genders, because maybe you have a better look than I do with the headpiece, and then we'll move on to dyes afterwards. Alrighty then, so let's start off strong with Hrothgar, the male Hrothgar here. We're going to look at every gender of each race, and you'll see that the headset is sitting nicely on them. They can definitely see this, it is visible. Honestly, not too bad. Looks good on larger framed characters, and I don't see as much poking on the character when I was up close and personal with it on these races from the other side. So it might just be Mikote that has that issue, or at least the same issue. But I thought I'd get a good view on every single gender, as well as every single race as well. So I did my best. Viera seems to have a similar issue though. It does seem to enter the back of the head, but I can confirm the other side, it doesn't look like it's coming out as much. So yeah, there's definitely something with the headpiece. It is nice to see it though on Viera and Hrothgar. I am pleased to see the actual headpiece shown, but it's more of a face piece, isn't it? This is something they've started to do with a lot of glamour sets from events, as well as the cash shop and in-game rewards as well, where they sort of gravitate towards having facial adornments and masks and visors and tiaras rather than headpieces, so that there's, you know, less work for them to do, I suppose, right? The boots look really good here. There's my Honeybee Lovely recreation dressed up, looking beautiful. And then, of course, what would Honeybee Lovely be like without obviously showing off Brute Bomber as well from my old character recreation video, looking pretty snazzy in this outfit. Actually, it goes really well with that character. It really quite hangs well on Attire and Vieira, and here's Aurora as well, looking pretty great. Yeah, there's not really going to be any issues with clipping with the headset. It's below the horns anyway, which is good. Like some of the headpieces that we've seen recently, or face pieces, even though they're not doing headpieces, they still end up for some reason having clipping with horns, which is very strange, but not so much here. And yeah, honestly, your mileage is going to vary, but the way that your character holds this, a lot of them are exactly the same. The only real differences are going to be your much larger characters or your much smaller characters. Here is obviously Ameliance from a recreation, wearing the outfit, looking pretty snazzy. So if you wanted to go and give to your custom delivery clients this outfit, that's what that would essentially look like, which is pretty smart. I think you will agree. And then for the other Elizon, we tried to recreate Horchefont there, looking very snazzy. So yeah, really happy with this outfit as a whole, but I think the mainstay is going to be the separate pieces, and the helm is just disappointing. So what I would do to rectify the issue is I would probably go for a hairstyle that is long on the right, like the back right of your head. Some bangs, some ponytails, or just the longer hairstyles, so that you see less of that bolt essentially sticking out the other side of your neck. It's a bit of a problem, but if you want to use the headset and you want that sort of pop style look, that's probably the best way of you getting away with it without your eyes gravitating towards that. Because the big problem is we play this game with our perspective from behind the character a lot more than we do from, you know, the perspective of looking at the character, or at least, you know, I do. So it will be noticeable. So I don't know, if you want to cover that up, that's the best solution. Lalafell looks pretty cute. Obviously we've got different ways that the outfit has been stretched and pulled. It's pretty cool. Honestly, I don't have a major issue with it. Their headset seems to work a little bit better, but as you can see, look, there's the helm. The bar going through the back of the skull there, but it's sort of like not fully. So you're going to need long hair to make the most of it, because otherwise you're going to see that monstrosity, unfortunately. And yeah, here's also Mikote as well, looking pretty good. Yeah, there's not really much to say here. It looks the same on most people, but I definitely wanted to include both. Oh, that bar in the side of the head though. It looks good from that side. You're like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, Frankenstein, is that you? So, yeah, that might be a bit of a turn-off for some people, but we won't dwell on it too much. Again, one of the use case scenarios for this that I was thinking of is actually using it for my Miku glam that I'd made a while ago, because it's an actual headset. It's, you know, it's not something that covers your head, so it's like a face-weared little microphone. So that's probably going to be the addition I make to my Miku glam. Let's move on to dyes. The dye choices for the palettes that they've gone for here isn't too bad. There are obviously some parts of this that aren't getting changed color. We have ourselves that inner piece of the waistcoat there, as you can see on the left side, as we've got a frontal picture. Obviously the brass sections and that leather piece is still black, but we've got the undershirt changing as well with the second dye palette, which is nice to see, as well as the belt, and then the tips of the sleeves and the bottom of the boots as well, which goes around in like a strip. So pretty useful, honestly. I would probably end up using the boots a lot more than many of the other pieces. I think the gloves are something that we've seen quite a few of in the game. If it was possible to buy these pieces separately, I think the boots and the jacket and headpiece would definitely be something that people would buy, not necessarily the full set. The legs are okay, but we've got a lot in the game like that. But yeah, mixing and matching with these pieces is going to be everything rather than just the full set. But let me know what you think about this. I think that they've done a fairly decent job, minus the issues that we've got with that headpiece going through our skull. Anyway, that was Little Ladies Day, our preview for that. Hopefully that was helpful. And of course, these videos take a while to make, so if you want to go support me, the best way to do that is to give me a like and obviously hit that sub button for more content coming out this week and every week for Final Fantasy XIV. Much love, and I will indeed see you all next time. Bye-bye.